It's
Yes.
so good to see you, my dear.
Yeah, you too. Okay, I believe, Eli, we are
Yeah.
live on the interwebs. Um, Let me
Are we
just
live?
verify.
Oh my God. It says the
Is your
meeting is being
makeup
live streamed.
is your makeup ready? Is it set?
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't
Okay.
finish applying everything, so you might
I
have to
know
give
I
me a
forgot the
second. Let
finishing
me get out of here.
powder and the yeah. I didn't have time for eyeshadow today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the chat and welcome everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me and my partner in Rind, Eli Martyr. He just did an epic deep dive into makeup. If you didn't see that, I'm gonna leave part one below. So we'll call this part two. There might be a part three and part four as well.
Cool.
And I'm very excited to get into this because it's something that I would say 90% of women are doing. And 90% of women have health issues. And it's not a coincidence that they're poisoning themselves, not just with their food, but with their
Yeah.
skin. You know,
Yeah.
it's not even there's so much to talk about here, but if you wear a little bit, okay, it's not going to kill you, but it is after 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're going to get symptoms
Right.
eventually. Eventually, we all pay for all of the toxic things we put into our body, on our
Mhm.
body and into our body. So, Eli, you're going to start us off. I think you had some questions for me or any topics you want me to discuss before we get into the things I have for you.
Yeah, I did. I did. I have a couple questions for you, but I guess to start off, so first of all, like I can't believe I can't believe we're doing this. Like we actually got the ball rolling on it. Like this is great. I think it's a very important subject, like you just said. So thank you for your time, your energy. This is phenomenal. Uh, I did a lecture as you mentioned, and so encourage you guys to go and watch it if you haven't seen it, because a lot of this will be continuing. Um, I went through a lot. I went through quite a bit there. But there are some things that we still have to touch on. And one thing I want to say to start off is I'm going to read you a quote, right? I'm going to read you two quotes before I ask you your questions. And these quotes are from this just came onto my lap, just dropped onto my lap maybe like yesterday, out of all times. I'm like, oh my goodness, look at this book. So it's a book from 1858 and it's called The Art of Beauty. Okay. And it was written by what I think was a prostitute. Okay. So it's written by a prostitute in the 1858.
Did you know
And
this personally, Eli? What what the hell? Okay, go
I
on.
am as old as time. No, I didn't know her personally. But I I was reading through some of her work and it's just like it's very interesting. So I know that some people out there are like, oh, this guy, the audacity of this dude talking about this women's issue. Like, who the hell are you? Right? It's interesting that, guys, that there is nothing new under the sun. I am not the first to do this. And this subject has been scrutinized and criticized way before I walked the earth. Okay. So uh, let me read you two quotes from this book called The Art of Beauty by Lola Montez, 1858. 1858. Here we go. If Satan has ever, I know it already sounds like it's me like talking about morality, and I swear it's not. Okay. If Satan has ever had any direct agency in inducing a woman to spoil or deform her own beauty, it must have been in tempting her to use paints and enameling. Ooh. Nothing so effectually writes memento mori, which memento mori means remember that you die. Okay. Nothing so oh God, effectually writes memento mori on the cheek of beauty as this ridiculous and culpable practice. Again, these are not my words. Ladies ought to know that it is a sure spoiler of the skin, and good taste ought to teach them that it is a frightful distorter and deformer of the natural beauty of the human face divine. Oh my goodness. Merciless, merciless. Okay. The great charm of beauty is in the expression of a lovely face, in those divine flashes of joy and good nature and love which beam in the human countenance. Countenance is the face. Okay. Countenance is the face. But what expressions can there be in a face bedaubed with white paint enameled? Oh my Lord. No flush of pleasure, no thrill of hope, no light of love can shine through the encrusted mold. Her face is as expressionless as that of a painted mummy. Oh my Lord. No mercy back then. No mercy. Okay. So um, I just wanted to share that because look, it's this is not new. Okay, this is not new whatsoever. I have one very quick quote again to top things off, and I'll get to your questions. Here's another part from the book. Because this is in the Victorian era, 1858, we're right in the middle of the Victorian era, right? So women are walking around, like she's referring to women walking around with like completely pasted white faces, right? They're using like a white lead substance, toxic on the face, right? And she goes through all this in her book. It talk completely toxic. And so that's what they're using, and they look like literally like mummies, right? Some of them. So she's rebelling against that. So the reader says, "Oh yeah, but that's in the Victorian era. Nobody does this anymore, right?" Okay. All right. So here's this next quote. But it is a proper but is it proper to remark that what has been said against white paints and enamels does not apply with equal force to the use of rouge, lipstick? Rouging still leaves the neck and the arms and more than three-quarters of the face to their natural complexion, right? And the language of the heart, expressed by the general, complexion is not obstructed. A little vegetable rouge tinging the cheek of a beautiful woman who, from ill health or anxious mind, loses her roses, oof, may be excusable, but it is not recommended, right? So she's saying that, yeah, okay, fine. You know, your complexion still shows up. Everything's fine if you just use a little rouge, but she still doesn't recommend it, right, for other reasons. A violently rouged woman is a disgusting, oh my God, is a disgusting sight. Not my words, not my words. The excessive red on the face gives a
Sounds
coarseness.
like your words.
So I was laughing when I read it. I'm like, oh, for God's sakes. A violently rouged woman is a disgusting sight. The excessive red on the face gives a coarseness to every feature and a general fierceness to the countenance, which transforms the elegant lady of fashion into a vulgar harridan. Oh my God. No mercy whatsoever back in 1858. Okay, so just wanted to let you guys know this is not anything new. Okay, that's all. It's very interesting little book. Okay, so that's that helps lead me right into my first question for you. Having said all of that, right? Um, what is it like? How have you, Jeanette, as a woman, how have you managed to um de-hook from your mouth the fishing line of the cosmetic culture that seems to have hooked everyone in modern society? How did you manage to like rip that out of your mouth and go swim in the ocean free? Like, what are you doing that's so special, right? Like, this has been a problem for centuries,
Yeah.
apparently, right? So,
Yeah.
how did you get free of this? What's your deal?
Yeah, great question. Well, like you, I am doing something most people are not doing, which is I'm chasing living the most natural life in an unnatural world. Okay, so I am
Mm,
trying to live as close to nature, as natural as possible. And it doesn't just include my diet. And you said it so perfectly the other day. You said, eating a raw vegan diet, it doesn't really end with your food. If it's only about the food, you're not really there. You're not really all encompassing gist of this lifestyle. The raw food lifestyle is the beginning of you finding out the truth about everything and excavating. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going
Yeah,
to use it because you're here.
it's
Want to
good.
impress you.
It's good. It's good.
Excavating the toxins and the poisons that I was putting into my body and onto my body. So in 2010, I started my journey of no longer wearing makeup, but I didn't go cold coconut. This is
Mm,
important because a lot of people think that you're telling them to stop wearing makeup, and it's not really realistic.
right,
Just like you telling people to stop eating cooked food, not realistic
right,
that, that day.
right.
So I went raw, but I still had my bouts of quinoa and like scoops of vegan ice cream because like I needed a hit. I needed that. I was addicted for
Mm,
years, 20 something years to cooked food. So I would put quinoa in my salad sometimes. I would have to have, you know, a sweet potato. Okay. I had to have something warm at some point. So with the makeup, I was wearing a full face of MAC foundation from the age of 14 till the age of 25. I mean, concealer, foundation, powder, setting powder, make everything. And I
mm,
was caking it on. And this is so toxic. You didn't even, your epic video, which in case you guys just joined us, Eli did a deep dive. I'm going to leave it below. That's part one. And he goes into natural makeup and the toxicity of natural makeup. However, I was wearing completely unnatural makeup,
mm,
MAC Cosmetics, and it was costing me a fortune. And it was so heavy and toxic. And I had cystic acne, and that's why I did that. So when I went raw to heal my cystic acne, I converted over to more natural makeup. So that would be the first step. The
okay.
things that
Mm,
the brands you mentioned, 100% pure
mm,
and Ilia and like Elf. Yeah,
yeah.
go over to those, okay? And then as you're eating a healthy diet, which is a raw vegan diet, okay, you're eating tons of fresh living foods, your skin will start to clear, you will start to look better, and you won't need to wear makeup. But I was still wearing makeup in the beginning, and it took me years. It took me a long time.
Mm,
And now, I like really, really want to wear makeup. Don't think that I don't want to. I'm on camera for a living.
yeah.
And so it's very difficult to look at yourself. I think you agree, Eli, right? It's not a natural thing to stare at yourself all day, right?
Right.
I don't think nature intended that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So mirrors and cameras and the phone and the computer, these are unnatural. So it's not natural to stare at yourself all day. So I
Mm,
understand why people wear makeup that are on camera. And I also understand why women wear makeup in general. Me and
mm.
Eli are not saying that the way you look doesn't matter. The way you look in this
Yes.
world matters. That's why we want you to eat healthy so that you can look your best in a natural, healthy way and you don't have to pay the price. One of the questions I had for you, Eli, and
Mm,
I'll get back to my journey. I have tons of products in front of me, things that I do now instead of wear makeup. But I wanted to ask you the question of could you please share your thoughts on some of the consequences of people wearing natural organic makeup over decades? What do you like just ruminate on? What do you think are some of the health side effects that people could experience from wearing these natural makeups over decades?
right. Right. Okay. So, um, now we'll I'll go through a bunch of side effects, okay? Just a bunch of things that are good to know. And then we'll circle back because I also have another question for you regarding just what your process was. And that was beautiful. You fleshed that out very well. You told the gradualism, the principle of gradualism, just slow and steady creeping over time. That's great because I might not have mentioned that as
Yeah,
in
you
my
can't miss the transition. Sorry, I don't
yeah.
want to cut you off, but
No, no.
that is so crucial. And you
Yeah.
talk about it. Spira talks about it. A
Yeah.
lot of people talk about it. The transition is everything with
It's
the
everything.
food, with the
Yeah.
makeup, with the lifestyle, with the clothing, with the everything. Don't
Hmm.
skip the process. So
Right.
transition, but go
Right.
on.
Right. Right. Okay. So yeah, very helpful. Very helpful for the mind to be able to navigate it. Now, what I would say though is with things that are objectionably horribly toxic, you can give them up right away. It's possible, right? Without incurring repercussions. But for the mind, it is typically much easier to do the gradualism thing, and then that way you integrate yourself slowly into a new lifestyle, which is what you did. And here we are talking, so it worked, right? Okay, so the side effects. The first thing that I would say is that this is why it's so important to be rooted in natural hygiene principles, right? Natural hygienic principles, because the question itself is indicative of a person, of the asker, not understanding natural hygiene principles. Because when you do understand what causes disease, then your understanding kind of answers this by default, right? We know that disease is caused by the accumulation of waste products, waste in the body, filth, waste, putrid matter. This has always been the bane of human existence, always in one form or another, whether it's endogenous wastes, okay? Did I mess that up? Endogenous wastes, okay? Stuff from within that you produce naturally, okay? Or whether it's exogenous wastes, wastes from the outside world, or lab filth and lab nonsense and fake synthetic stuff. All of these are poisons, and these are the things that cause disease. So when I'm asked, okay, side effects of cosmetics, well, just just look at what cosmetics are. Are they waste products? Yes. Well, there you have your answer, right? So the Eli Martyr answer, before I get into the specifics, like what people really want to hear, is that the side effects of cosmetic use are the exact state of health of the average person in modern society today. That this is the result. This is the result of the toxic lifestyle, disease running rampant throughout the entire civilization, normalized illnesses, skin rashes, normalized everything, normalized thyroid, normalized everything. These are the issues. These are the side effects of a lifestyle that is poisonous, with cultural poisonous habits that ruin your mind, ruin your ability to think, and come into harmony with your natural proclivities. Okay, so that's kind of my instinctive answer, but we can run through a bunch of other like fairly tangible side effects. For one thing, skin irritation, of course, right? If you've seen the lecture that I gave, obviously you put toxic solvents, like acidic or toxic solvents, onto your skin, what's going to happen? It's going to do what solvents do. It's going to dissolve stuff, and it's going to seep into your skin. Your skin doesn't like that, and it gets irritated. You do it chronically over time, you're looking at burning, stinging, redness and scaling and cracking. You can get allergic dermatitis, like you can get an itching, you can get a spread, right? Because you can't get rid of these things perfectly every time, and then the irritation gets into different parts of the skin, so there's spreading of this. A lot of people have eye sensitivity, so like eyelids can get swollen with the mascaras over time because that stuff seeps in, and you get all of this irritation, right? Nails, this is a common thing with nails. Like, oh, don't mind my nails, guys. Okay, I didn't do them yet. Um, with nail polish removers and whatnot, you have this little lip right here that gets swollen and red and inflamed sometimes, and it's because that's what these products do. So skin irritations are one thing. You can have acne breakouts, you can have skin follicle problems, so clogging of the pores, right? And you clog pores up long enough over and over consistently day after day, right? And this has repercussions, right? Dryness cycles. This is another thing that could possibly be experienced. Chronic dryness, tightness, like a sensitivity, like hypersensitivity of the skin, redness, kind of like what I mentioned before. Some people can have an overproduction of oiliness, like as a, how do I say it? Like a reaction, right, to something that is removing the oil. Your body wants to like kind of push back against that and like overproduces oil. That can only, I think that it would only last for a certain amount of time before the dryness would just kind of take over. Um, with the skin, we're still on the skin. Pigment changes. Pigment changes is a big thing. So over time, some lighter areas become darker, or darker areas become, there's just a non-uniformity of the skin, and cosmetics can play a big role in this. And nobody wants this, right? But it can happen over time. Um, Eyelashes, being irritated by mascaras. So you can get like eyelid crusting. Uh, if you wake up with styes in your eye every once in a while, well, you got to ask yourself a question. Do you put toxic chemicals into on your eyelids, right? Stuff can seep in and can create those things. Now, it might take a couple months, but that's the genius of a chemical industry making products that aren't so immediately toxic that they immediately irritate you, right? This is what the chemists do. They have to play with things, right? Like, okay, well, if they put it on their skin and it just it just burns a hole through their entire, then it wouldn't work. But so they have to do it so slightly so that when these things do show up, you can't do anything. There's no culpability, right? They can do it just free of charge, free reign. So yeah, your lashes can break down a bit. They can, they can become uneven. They can become less dense. And then what do? Oh, well, more mascara, right? Oh, more fake eyelashes. It's just a hole that you can't really dig yourself out of if you continue to indulge. Um, so the, essentially at the end of the day, we're talking about the slow creeping onset of toxification of the system, right? And it's the same story repeated no matter where we go. It doesn't matter if we're talking about any aspect of the industry. We're always coming down to the common denominator, the bottom line of doing things, engaging in cultural practices that onboard toxicity into our bodies. And the thing that is particularly objectionable from my perspective is that this is so unnecessary for women, and they they compromise the very thing that they're trying to achieve, which is beauty, looking good. Look, Lola Montez goes into this in her book, right? She's like, she talks about this. She's like, no, your beauty comes from your lifestyle practices, and you ruin yourself when you put these things on all the time. I'm reading this. I'm like, wow, this woman sounds like me, right? But anyway, so there's there's a lot of issues with this, and uh, that doesn't even touch on the psychological ramifications. Now there's this double whammy effect, right? Of what happens to your mind when you constantly do this. And because the conditions slowly get worse and worse and worse and worse over time, like the dryness issue, for example, okay? We're talking chronic dryness, chronic dehydration of the skin. So what are we talking? Loss of elasticity, the crow's feet, the whatever the terms for that stuff, dryness, right? The skin just sagging. Sagging is another issue, particularly with like Botox and stuff, right? It's even more profound when you go that route. But this
We're
is
gonna get
something,
into Botox, guys.
yeah,
So stay
yeah.
tuned.
Yeah, we can get into that too. So, yeah, like all the classic facial features of aging, well, we accelerate these when we use cosmetics because you're constantly attacking your face, excuse me. You're constantly attacking the integrity of your skin. And then the removers with the nail polish, right? It's just It just compounds over and over. And so women end up detracting from their beauty with every application slowly. And it's so they're working against themselves, right? Working against themselves. And so yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot
I'm
to consider there, right?
I'm really happy that you said the short term and long term. You talked about toxicity,
Hmm.
right? The long term side effect, I feel the most debilitating side effect of wearing makeup is the toxicity overload that you are doing over decades.
Yeah,
And the thing is, nobody wants to really take full responsibility for their health. But at the end of the day, cancer is a game of toxicity.
right,
Okay, how many toxins can you get out of your body, and how little toxins can you put in over your lifetime?
right,
That is the game that you play. And when you lose, meaning when you put in more toxins than your body can handle, that's when you get cancer. That's when you get all these horrible health issues. And so, you know, somebody in their 40s, 50s, 60s, if you have health issues that nobody can explain, yeah, that's because for the last 40, 50, 60 years, you have been putting in toxins into your body and onto your body. And now there's an overload. And what can they do? They cannot undo 40 years, the doctors. So they don't know what's wrong with you. But the reality is that you have contributed to this. And so if you don't want to wake up one day and have a severe diagnosis of a health issue that needs to be dealt with, okay, and that you're going to suffer for the last 20 years of your life or more, please listen to us right now, because we're not trying to take away something that is good for you. We're not trying to take away something
yeah,
that like we don't want you to have because
right.
we want to ruin your life. Okay? No. The thing is, Eli and I think we both understand that the way you look is important. Oh yeah, this is the topic I wanted to talk about as well.
Mm,
The way you look is very important, because I was, in all areas of your life, at work, in your social life, your dating life, and every area of your life, the way you look matters. So we're not telling you to go to shit and, just walk around just looking like a homeless person
right,
and, not taking care of yourself. That's not what we're saying. There's natural ways to look good, and you slowly want to evaluate all of the toxic products you are using and paying a lot of money for as well. And that's important. The way you look, very important. My motto is eat fruit, be cute. Be cute is a big part of it,
yes,
because Eli, the world treats you different depending on the way you look.
right,
Do you
of
know
course
that?
it does. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, it does. And these are
But
things that,
but but do you
yeah,
know that?
yeah, yeah,
Because
it's very important.
no,
Yeah,
no,
it's
wait,
important.
hear me out.
Mm.
Have you ever been overweight?
No, no, I've never been overweight. No.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
do you truly in your heart
Mm.
know how the world treats ugly, overweight people?
Yes, but not in my own
I'm
experience.
not
But
saying every
yeah,
overweight person is ugly. I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
have you ever been ugly?
Well, I'm not the most attractive dude. I mean, like I'm a normal dude. But I've never been overweight though. No. So I've always generally appeared as you see in front of me or in front of you, excuse me.
Yes. So you've never been overweight, and you've never been, like, by society standards, ugly. Never. So
No, no.
you
Okay, fine. Yeah,
don't really
fine, fine.
know, but I
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
know how the world treats. Yeah, I know how the world treats overweight, not attractive people, because that
yeah.
was me. So
Right.
somebody asked a question. We have a lot of questions now, Eli.
Yeah,
Okay, so somebody asked the question, does staying with a raw food lifestyle really transform your appearance over the long haul? Fucking yeah.
yeah. Of
Are
course
you
it
kidding
does.
me?
Yeah,
You gotta go to my social media, my Instagram, my books. I show my before and after. I'll get up and get my books. You don't understand. When I was 20, I looked 40. Now I'm 41. I don't look no 41. Even though some people on the internet, they want to be nasty and say
yeah.
that I look old. No, people in person, they can't believe my age. So I'm telling you right now, she is putting him in the hot seat. No,
No,
I'm not.
she's
I'm
not.
just
No, she's
I'm
not.
I'm trying to help you guys understand that I know what it's like to be judged by the way I looked and be invisible because of being
Yeah.
overweight, be invisible because of not being beautiful. And here's the thing, now I'm on the other side of it, and I'm telling you, life is way better when you look good. Life is
Yeah.
way better when you are attractive. So,
Yeah.
what I'm asking everyone to do is I'm asking you to play the long game and care about yourself enough to evaluate what is in the products I'm putting on my skin. And am I willing to pay the price, the long term price of these products? The long term consequence is disease, right,
Yeah.
Eli? That's the reality.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so you end up, like I said, you end up compromising yourself and being counterproductive. Now, you asked me if I've ever experienced that, right? Now, I said yes initially, and not because I'm lying to you, right? But I have experienced it, but I've not experienced the personal aspect of being overweight. But because I've always been as I am, I have experienced, right, my own personal regard for people that were big and out of shape and whatnot. How my own mind gravitates to people that were not expressing that reality with their body, seeing how other people kind of like ignore and not really pay attention to the bigger ladies, the unattractive ladies, the ones that looked like they were exuding health. That's who everybody goes after, right? So I'm seeing this is all direct experience just from the other side of the fence. So yes, I do have experience because I'm a human being. I can see and feel and know how I respond to those very things, right?
Yeah.
I am attracted like human beings tend to be to health. And so when I see it,
Yes.
there is a bit of an antipathy towards that. So that's experience and that's real. It's just not yours. It's just so it's
What
different.
does that word
Yeah.
mean? Antipathy? Does that mean?
Oh, like an aversion. Like you're
Okay.
like being sympathetic, like you resonate with a person, but if you're antipathetic, right? It's like, oh, you're revulsion, right? So
Okay.
yeah,
It's
I
7 in the
can
morning. You can keep your $2 words to later in the day, please. I can't do it. But
well,
listen, I'm not as smart as you, but what I do know is the raw food diet will change the way you look. I'm
yes.
telling you, a lot of people, they think that I wear makeup now, Eli. They
Yeah.
literally think that I'm wearing makeup because it looks like I have some type of highlighter on. You know what highlighter is, right? It's like this thing
Eh,
that, yeah, it highlights and it makes you look shiny.
okay,
No,
highlights, yeah.
that's my skin
Yes.
glowing from the inside out.
Yeah.
I am not a narcissist and I'm not full of myself and I'm not conceited by saying that I look a million times better than I did when I used to wear makeup. Eli
Mhm.
touched on the mental aspect too, guys, which is you start wearing makeup, which I'm sure if you're watching this and you're a woman, you started around 13, 14 years old, and then you can never really get out of it because once you take off the makeup, you don't feel worthy or attractive anymore.
Right.
It's still, I wish so bad that I could wear lipstick. I really do because I look way better with lipstick on, but I can't do it. I can't put toxic chemicals on my lips.
Yeah.
The average woman eats what the average woman eats like 4 pounds of lipstick a year or something. It's just some wild, nasty, nasty shit.
Yeah, I'm around for all the locker room convos with all the dudes, have been my whole life. I can tell you that big, bright, bold lipsticks, these are guys they don't like they don't like this. They would much rather they'd much rather interact with a human set of lips. I'll just say that. I've heard this in the locker room with the guys throughout my whole life. Everybody has this little irritation. It's just how it goes. But despite all of these reasons that we have to not do these things, okay, and to live rightly, right, to live responsibly and let health exude from your body and express itself in your appearance. Like that is the best approach. That is the best cosmetic. Now, despite that, okay, despite that, and let's say somebody watches my audacious lecture, okay, and now they're up to speed on all of these cosmetics that are in the synthetic cosmetics and the natural ones, quote unquote natural ones. The common refrain that I hear is, and I mentioned this in the lecture, but I want to ask you because you're doing it, right? You're free from this right now. Um, is that women might not necessarily want to wear cosmetics, but they have the workplace pressure, right? And they have pressures from having to compete with the with younger females. So let's just say it's the workplace environment, right? And you're a lady, and then the new, fresh, young girl comes to work at the place, and now you feel like you have to compete. So you have to wear this, wear makeup and do all these things. This is typically what you could expect to hear, right, when this subject comes up. Um, and that also interfaces with the pressure, kind of like what you mentioned at first, with influencers, like the pressure to appear well and good in front of the camera. I certainly am not this. I feel this as well. Of course, I'm a human being who wouldn't feel this as an influencer. But there are some influencers like yourself who, despite these excuses, that has a negative connotation, but that's not exactly what I mean, right? But despite these reasons for justifying makeup use, again, you are you're here, you're doing this, and I know many in my personal life that are okay with just being themselves in public. So how does that work? Like that extra pressure. Oh, I don't want to wear them, but I have to. So what does that extra pressure mean in your life? Like for before you and right before you answer, for me, I would say, yeah, that pressure, I've gotten it my whole life in a completely different department, but the consequences are not worth it. That would be my simple answer, right? Yeah, I could be 10, 15 pounds heavier and bigger and not get made fun of by everybody because I'm very thin and slim. Yeah, I could do that, but the consequences are not worth it. So that's what it would be for me. What about you? How do you navigate this?
Yes. Okay. I had some technical difficulties hearing your full question because I kept
Oh,
losing you.
yeah.
But can I just clarify? Do you mean, okay, competing with younger girls? Was that the
In the
topic that you were talking
workplace
about?
in the workplace
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
environment specifically. Yes, yes. So you're in the
Yes.
workplace environment, younger girl comes in, now you got to compete, right?
Yeah. I don't co okay, so this is all back to your mental. This is your mental life. You know, we all have two lives, the life outside of ourselves and the life inside of ourselves. I
Mm,
don't compete with anyone. I'm not here to compete. I want us all to win.
mm,
So I never once had a thought of I need to wear makeup to look better online so that I could have more followers. I never thought this ever. I would like to wear makeup because I would just like to look better for myself, but I'm not willing to harm my body and pay the price that I will have to pay for putting toxic chemicals onto my skin. So the priority for me, and this is the big difference between me and I think every other raw vegan woman I've seen on the internet. Okay. Every single raw vegan woman I've seen on the internet.
mm,
Okay. Their priority is not health. Because if their priority was health, they would never, ever do things that were unhealthy for the human body. I grew up I grew up in the hospital, Eli. Okay. My sister had a brain tumor when she was 2 years old. I grew up, and she's 2 years older than me. So I grew up in the hospital watching what happens to a child that has a brain tumor, and then a stroke, and then this, and then more cancer, right? So I grew up in hospitals my whole entire life. I That formed my mind, and it formed my prioritization. That is a weird way to say that. It formed my ethos. It formed
Yeah.
who I am, and it formed my priorities, which is
Mm,
health. So I am a raw vegan for health, not for weight loss, not for clicks and views,
yeah.
not for making money, not for the NAMA discount code. I'm not a raw vegan to sell a goddamn book. And in fact, if you stay till the end of this episode, I'm going to give you all of the alternatives to makeup and Botox, and I'm going to give you my book for free. I have something
Nice.
called the Raw Vegan Beauty Book.
Nice.
I'm going to give you this for free if you stay till the end. So stay till the end, okay? So now I'm not here for anything besides health. And so that's why I do not wear makeup because I found out, and if you don't know, watch Eli's video. I found out makeup is poison, and whatever you put on your skin goes into your bloodstream and poisons you. So I'm not willing to poison myself. No, I love myself too much and I don't want to be in the grips of the medical industry. Put a thumbs up if you've ever been in the hospital,
Mm,
whether you as a patient or with someone else. It's a fucking nightmare. That's hell on earth. I'm not going into the hospital unless against my will, hit by a bus or something. I'm
right.
not going in because of something I did over my lifetime. Makeup, food, okay, lifestyle choices. It's not going to be me.
Right.
So that's why I don't wear makeup. It's that serious. And eating the food is that serious too. And Eli has thousands of videos on it. So if you're not familiar with Eli, please go follow him because he will change your life and help you understand that your future is not a place you're going, it's a place you're creating by the decisions you make every day with the food, with the makeup. Okay, so somebody said you're fucking awesome. Say it louder for the ones in the back. Okay, yeah, thank you. Now listen, we got so many questions that let's answer Eli's and mine. So I pretty much answered Eli's, which is I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not competing with anyone. I don't give a fuck. My most important priority, my most valuable priority, my MVP is my health.
Right.
So whatever it takes. And yeah, I like to look good too because I know more people are going to go vegan if I look good.
Right.
Okay. The reason that so many people are criticizing Anthea Hayes, who is the author of the B12 book, which you are the only person that that got the book, by the
Mm,
way. I have
yeah.
tried to get so many people to read this book. They don't want to read it. You're the only person that was
Why?
open to it.
Of
So
course.
congratulations.
It's a phenomenal book. Like,
No, no, but people don't want to. I don't know. So many vegans and raw vegans are closed-minded, Eli. It's
mm,
unbelievable. They don't
yeah.
want to learn anything new. They don't want to have
Yeah.
to backpedal and deal with the fact that they might have been wrong on something.
Right.
They don't want to deal with that. The ego will not let them. So anyway, a lot of people are criticizing Anthea because of the way she looks. I hear videos saying,
Uh,
Jeanette, you're listening to this. They said old creepy lady.
okay. Yeah.
First of all, she's not,
Yeah.
but like, I get it. You have to look a certain way for people to take you seriously, unless you're a doctor. And then if you're a doctor, you can be bald and overweight and wearing glasses, and still people fucking take you seriously.
Right.
But
Right.
like,
Right.
as far as a raw vegan lifestyle, yeah, you got to look like me or you or someone healthier. You got to be fit or you got to be beautiful, and then people going to pay attention. But if
Right.
you're overweight, if you're not looking healthy, if you're not looking good, people not going to do it. They're not
Yeah.
going to want to even try it. So that's why I try to look good and I do my best. That's why I didn't come up in here, with a bonnet on, looking all broke, busted, and disgusted. I combed my hair, I brushed my teeth. Okay. I tried to look good for Eli so that he would take me seriously. Okay. Now, here we go. So that's that.
Well,
Eli, do you
yeah.
have any other questions for me?
Um, well, what one thing I wanted to say was the fact that our mind even goes to, well, okay, like talking about how influencers have this pressure, or in the workplace environment, there's this pressure. You've surmounted this because it you, this is not an issue for you. Like, I mean, you've dealt with it. The consequences are not acceptable, and you just focus on what your priorities are, and you do it. Now, the problem is that our minds even go to that place in the first place. That's the issue. Like, so the culture informs us that in order to compete, you need to do this thing. So when people tell me, hey, it's the workplace pressures, I have to do it to compete, then my answer is like, yeah, that's the issue, is the mindset that you need to do that in order to compete rather than take internal responsibility and let your health and your skin and your beauty exude from inside, which is the only way it really works, which is the only way your cosmetics will not keep up with you know, external awfulness. They can really help. They can do a lot, but is that any way to live? I don't know. I mean, you'd have to tell me. But anyway,
The
it's
other
that we go
reason,
there in the
oh, sorry,
first
go on.
place. That's okay. It's that we go there in the first place. It's the mindset that this is not enough. That you don't have Mother Nature didn't furnish you with the tools to be able to compete with that person, right? She did, right? She did. So it's that mindset that is the issue in itself when I get that response, right?
Yeah, the other thing is that people are not doing anything about their internal health.
Mm,
So of course they're going to focus on the quick fix of makeup. The
right.
reason I don't care is because I'm doing the work with the raw food diet, and I know that the raw food diet, Mother Nature, God is not going to let me down. When you eat beautiful foods, you have it will inevitably make you more beautiful. And
Right.
so that's what's happening. It's going to take time. It took me a really long time. I didn't look like this for the first 10 years. My hair
Hmm.
wasn't growing. I've been raw 16 years, guys. And I also have I worked on my mind a lot too, because I used to say I was so ugly. I used to call myself ugly. I used to be my own worst enemy. I used to be mean to myself. And I don't know if anybody out there can relate, but if you look at in the mirror and you immediately call yourself ugly or see your bags under your eyes or look at the lines you don't like, well, you're just going to get more of that. Whatever you focus on grows. So now
Right.
I have learned how to look in the mirror and see the things that I like and say thank you so much for my beautiful hair. Thank you,
Mhm.
God, for my beautiful eyes. I thank God now for the things I like. And I still see things I don't like, but I try to immediately focus on something I can find that I do like. And then that is gonna compound over time. People, I'm so sick of people with the quick fix shit. The quick fix mentality is ruining your life and
Right.
you're going to pay for it via cancer, diabetes, strokes, Alzheimer's, hundreds of thousands of other diseases. Also, you're going to pay for it with your self-esteem, and you're going to get into this crazy shit of Botox and filters and facelifts and surgery, which Eli's not going to say it, but all the fucking raw vegan women are doing on the internet. And it is unbelievably ridiculous to look at a raw vegan telling me what she eats in a day when her face is not moving. When her face, she can't even like move her fucking face. And when she smiles, her eyes look like she's crying. And I'm fucking trying to understand why does she even care what she eats when she puts Botox into her skin? And people
Right.
are saying Botox is totally fine, Eli. There's people
Mm.
in the raw food community which are saying Botox is fine. It's totally, there's no need to avoid it. It's totally, there's no side effects. Everyone's doing
Yeah.
it, Eli.
Right.
So I don't know if we could talk about it now or later, but like there's 100% side effects to putting Botox into your fucking face.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, anybody, oh God, and I've seen podcasts or YouTube videos of people um, trying to emphasize this. Yeah, no, Botox is safe. And don't listen to everybody. It's ridiculous. Chemical equivalents and blah, 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 all this stuff, all this heady stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious that, oh, Lord, let me just slow down for a second. So, yes, of course, these things are offensive to your body, right? In every sense of the word. Botox is a, it's it's been coined the most toxic substance that's known to man. All right. There's literally nothing that could I have to be careful and protect your channel. Um, uh, Spontaneously finish a life than the type of toxicity that this particular bacteria produce. It's this Clostridium botulinum bacteria, yeah, and it only takes like 1 or 2 nanograms per kilogram of body weight to like you know like to end things. Why do people use it cosmetically? Because it's a paralytic agent. It paralyzes facial muscles temporarily, very temporarily, the quick fix, right? The quick fix, and prevents wrinkles from forming. Okay. That's not relaxation. You go into a clinic and they tell you, oh yeah, it's going to relax your face. But no, it's not relaxation. It's controlled poisoning. That's what it is. That's what's happening. And the this was discovered way back in the late 1700s, and it was somewhere in Germany, I believe. And there was like this new rampant spread of disease. Everybody was getting sick because they were all eating these toxic blood sausages, right? This awful collection of literally pig blood and some grains and just all mixed up together. It's blood sausage, basically. So everybody's getting sick. Yeah, everybody's getting sick. Um, and they finally isolate what they think is the offending substance, and it's this horrible toxin, horrible toxin. Um, and so eventually it makes its way into ophthalmology, right? As a way to treat conditions of the eye and relax things because it's a paralytic agent. So they eventually, and I'm just breezing over this. So eventually it gets into the industry somehow, and then they realize that when they treat people, their skin tightens up a little bit, like some wrinkles go away. Holy smokes, cha-ching, right? Uh, let's sell this as a cosmetic, and eventually, that's what happens. But it's a paralytic agent. So when you put these things into your skin, we think that they just stay there. No, they spread everywhere. They spread. Every time you put Botox into your system, into your face, it does not stay localized. It does not. It spreads. Now, when you put a terribly toxic paralytic agent into your face and it spreads, right? To tissues other than muscle tissue, the muscles of the face and the skin. What effect do you think this is having inside, right? You have a lymphatic drainage of your face, right? Your face it has a lymphatic system just like every other part of your body. So when muscles that help to stimulate the lymphatic drainage of your face are paralyzed, what's happening? Garbage is staying in your face, right? Um, and it doesn't end there. Like there are it, the literature is fairly rampant with the effects of Botox poisoning, right? For for one thing, um, this was being looked at as a biowarfare agent in the 1900s. So after or during, I can't remember, it was being used in the ophthalmology field. There was interest in using it as just as a weapon of war, right? World War II, around World War II. Um, Hitler didn't want to have anything to do with it because it was just too dangerous. And like, nah, screw it. It's gonna get into the wrong hands. It'll be used against us. Nah, screw it. Um, but let's put it into the cosmetic industry. That's fine.
Wait. Back it up. Is that a
Hmm.
true statement? Hitler didn't want anything to do with Botox?
It came his way, right? Now, I don't know if it would have been called Botox. The timeline is vague. I don't know whether it would have been
Yeah,
referred
yeah.
to as Botox at that point yet. That I think that was the cosmetic spin. But the same virulent compound right, was being considered as a biowarfare agent. But again, it was named the most seriously toxic thing we've ever experienced, ever seen. And so it was just like, no, I'll stick with the tanks, you know, that type of. So Fort Detrick, Fort Detrick, it's like it's this military, military lab, and they get their hands on it, experimentation. But anyway, eventually it gets to where it is now. So okay, why is it not safe? And I had made some notes here. Okay, so that's one thing. For one thing, what I just mentioned. Okay, in 2009, the FDA puts out this black box warning, right? That the botulinum toxin, it can spread beyond the injection site and cause potentially life-threatening effects. Okay, now that's an official statement that the stuff does spread. And then you have Patty influencer over here saying, "Oh no, don't worry, it just stays local." No, Patty, it doesn't stay local, right? It spreads. You put it into your system. It's just going to stay there? No, it's gonna. It's a this fluid thing. Of course it's going to go everywhere.
The
Um,
the thinking that, sorry, I
yeah,
won't I need to say this.
yeah,
The
yeah. Go for it.
thinking that you could put something into your face and it stays in your face
Yeah,
tells me you're not a raw vegan. You don't get it, because that's like thinking you eat something and it just literally goes out your booty hole.
mhm,
And it's totally, that's what's happening. It's going into your mouth and you're going to poop it out. And it
mhm.
doesn't go into any, it's not what you're made up of. It doesn't go into your lungs and your
Yeah,
heart, and that's not what your spleen is made of. That's not what your kidneys are made. That's literally the thinking that tells me if you do any type of craziness like this, I mean, I consider Botox and makeup pretty much the same thing, personally. It's
mhm,
toxic chemicals. I don't want it near my face. I don't want it in my bloodstream. But if you do these crazy things like Botox and fillers and these weird things, I know you don't give a shit about health. That's how, that is just, that is that. Okay, continue, Eli. But like,
yeah.
that's the same thinking that's the standard American has, where they're like, oh, I just eat it and I poop it out
Right,
later.
right, right.
It's like, no, it doesn't stay local to your
It's
digestive system. Come on.
yeah. We're talking about neurotoxic damage here. Okay. So repeated injections of these things are going to cause progressive damage to your nerves, to your nervous supply. Now, if there's anything that we know, we don't want to F with the nervous system. This is the power supply of your body. These are the cable lines that create the energy for anything metabolic to work. Why would I ever want to put these into my body and bypass, like just philosophically speaking, your body is equipped to screen very, very, very carefully things that go into the body through your digestive system. That's how you're designed to onboard things into you, right? With the most scrutiny. So now we're gonna just blast through the gates, blast straight into the king's chamber, right? And just throw a whole bunch of nomadic invaders in there with axes and like the savages from the wildlands. Like, no. Normally they would all be stopped at the gate, right? But we're just going to go right in there and throw this neurotoxic thing in there. What do we think is going to happen? The facial structure is going to lose integrity. It's a stimulant, just like you have to treat it just like what we know about steroids. It's the same thing. Your body becomes habituated and it changes and it reconfigures depending on the types of offenses that you give it, right? So the facial muscles will lose integrity over time, and every single treatment that you do, you you we fool ourselves into believing that this stuff is not harmful because we do it every so month. It's so many couple of months, right? Oh no, it's perfectly fine. I've been doing it for 10 years. Yeah, try stopping and see what happens to your skin, to your face. It's going to be it's not going to be pretty, right? Um, there's now this isn't just me speaking in the wind, okay? There have been studies on this. There's two that I can bring to your attention. So there was one in 2018, and I think there was another one in 2019. And this is from I don't like to go studies because it can be boring sometimes, but the study of aesthetic surgery journal in 2018. And so what they were doing was they're showing long-term Botox users showed measurable muscle volume loss. So the muscle volume in their facial muscles, they lost them over time, right? And then in 2019, um, they had another study that was very similar. And what they saw was that patients who stopped Botox after 10 years plus, right? So 10 years plus of using Botox and then they stopped, they were reporting permanent facial expression loss, like permanent loss of facial expression range, right? Why? Because they'd invited nerve poisons into their face. It's really it's as simple as that, right? If you do things that kill the transmission lines, then there's only so much you can expect. And so y yes, these things are these things are damaging. They're not non-harmful. They're not innocuous. You build up a dependency cycle on them that is very difficult to extricate yourself from because just like steroids, once you start and if you stay for a long enough threshold period of time, if you do that, then your body will give up trying to manage its own resources and it shuts down the machinery and it says, okay, well, our host is giving us this stuff from the outside, so it just fires employees, metabolic employees, and and then you stop taking the thing. Oh, sorry, I fired all the employees already, right? And it's difficult to recover from.
Eli, as a professional stuntman, have
Yeah.
you ever taken steroids?
No. Now, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Have I ever taken I've never, oh God, I've been buzzed once in my life, alcoholically. Um, I've never been
I don't
drunk.
really
I've
know
never
you, so
smoked. Yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah. No,
before
no.
you went raw. Before you went
Oh
raw,
yeah, yeah. Way before I went raw.
obviously.
No, 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 no. No, I've never done that. I've never done that. I have used protein powder before. A lo- Ages ago. I was a kid, right? Ages ago, and not for very long. Not for very long. But I have used them. I have used them. And
You can see how toxic protein powder is because when I ask Eli,
yeah.
"Have you ever done steroids?" He's like, "No, but I did have a protein powder once." So, not completely innocent here. Okay, Eli, we have a
Yeah.
lot of questions. Definitely we need to do
Okay.
this again
Okay.
because we got a lot going on.
Okay.
Is there anything else you really want to share about Botox?
Uh no, I think no, I wouldn't want to overkill it. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
much it. Yeah. Yeah, I
That
think
was
we're okay.
perfect. That was really good. Listen, if it's not good enough for Hitler, I think that we should leave it alone.
Yeah, I think
Okay? Like
so.
I
Yeah.
think it's not for us. Now
No.
listen, okay, we
Yeah.
need to answer the questions. All right.
Okay,
So I'm
fine.
going to ask all the questions real quick to Eli and me. We're going to answer rapid fire because
Okay.
people have a lot of questions in the chat.
Rapid fire
Okay.
style.
Rapid fire. Number one, somebody says, what's the best thing for enlarged pores? Okay, I'm going to take this one because Eli doesn't have pores. He is just porcelain. He is, I don't know. The makeup he's using is phenomenal. So I will answer this one.
Okay.
Guys,
Okay.
the number one beauty secret of all time for Misfit Vegan is aloe, but you cannot find it in a jar. You cannot. Listen, in Thailand, it has been damn near impossible to find this. And you would think, what? Wouldn't it be growing everywhere? In Bangkok, you cannot find aloe in a store like this. They have jars, tons of jars of aloe, creams and powders, shampoo, conditioner but I don't want that. I want the real deal. The real raw,
Right.
like you can never perfect. See, that's the problem with humans. We think we can add on to Mother Nature and we can
Mm.
perfect it in a science lab, and you're ruining it. We can't perfect nature. We can
Yeah.
ruin it. So your job is to find aloe. In the United States, you can find it easily. I found it in every Whole Foods, in every Asian market, farmers markets. But here in Thailand, Bangkok, you can't find it. Phuket, it was impossible. In Koh Samui, I have a hookup now, thank God. So what I do is I put aloe on my skin, and especially in the beginning when I had really bad acne. But now I put it on because I'm getting bug bites. Like I have a big bug bite on my neck now. So every,
Mm.
hour or so, I'm putting it on, and it's helping. If you have any type of psoriasis, acne, any skin issues, aloe is your best friend. Pores. This is going to be great. But this is nature's Botox.
Yeah.
Wrinkles, anything with your skin, aloe is the number one only thing I would personally recommend to put on your skin for wrinkles, for under eye bags, for bug bites, for acne, for what is it? Eczema,
Hmm.
anything, burns, anything with the skin. Okay, so this is also what I use for my hair. Okay, so you just slice it open and you run it through your hair. Fully Raw Christina taught me that many years ago. You put it on your scalp, you put it on your whole head, let it sit for 20 minutes. The skin, you can put the aloe on your skin and let it just stay there. You don't have to wash it off. Aloe is the best number one secret that I would recommend, and that is all the skincare I use. I don't have any skincare routine besides aloe. I
Nice.
wash my face in the shower with water. I don't use soap. I don't use anything because I know it's not healthy. If it's made in a science lab, it's not for me. And I haven't found soap in nature. So I cannot use soap because
Yeah.
I don't, it's not in nature. Okay. Eli, we're going to
Yeah.
skip that because you don't have pores. Do you?
No, no, one just very quickly. You could go to a sauna, steam room, right? Go to a steam room. Very, very, it's a temporary thing, but a great way to just flush out the pores. You sweat like crazy, right? It's great for your skin. I wouldn't do it every single day, but yeah, you could try that. I like doing that every once in a while, but it's not a skincare routine thing with me. It's just something that I like to do occasionally, but happens to be
Do
good for
you
your skin too.
wear makeup, Eli?
Do I wear do,
People keep asking me if you wear makeup because it seems that your skin is flawless. Can you
do
get
I
closer
wear
to the camera? Can we
sure.
see what exactly is going on here?
Do I wear makeup? No, of course I don't wear makeup. No, I definitely don't wear
Hmm.
makeup. I work in the film industry, okay? I work in the film industry. I'll tell you, I get mistaken for someone who's been through processing already all the time. Happens routinely. And very
Processing.
Yeah, processing. Yeah, like, that's what they call it. Makeup, hair and makeup. So whenever you get to set, you have to go to hair and makeup, and then you get into your wardrobe. Okay, not necessarily in that order, whatever. You have to go through all those things, all those steps. So very often, I'll walk into the makeup department. They'll take a look at me and say, "Oh, you're fine," right? And then I'll be like, "Oh, cool," and then I'll leave. Right? Happens all the time. Sometimes I sit down and so the person applying the makeup, they just go through the routine. They just figure actors and actresses, they just want makeup, right? So they sometimes they don't need to apply anything. They're just going through the routine. So sometimes I'll sit down and they'll like, oh, you look fine. Just yeah, sit down, and then they just go through it because they think I want it. All I have to say very often is actually, if I'm okay, do you mind not putting anything on? Is it going to be a big deal? And she's like, oh no, I just figured you'd want to, I don't know, freshen up, whatever that means. Freshen up. And I'm like, no, no, I'm fine. As long as this is okay, then you're like, oh yeah, you're good. I'm like, all right, thanks. That happens all the time, right? So and
So
I get
wait, wait,
mistaken,
wait.
Mm,
Are there times, yes, me too. People always think I
mm,
have makeup on, always.
yeah.
Um, are there times where you have to wear makeup, and how do you deal with that?
Yes, there are times, right? There are times I have to go to
And
work
is that why
and
you water fast in the woods so much? Dry fast, whatever.
yeah, that's a long laundry list of reasons why I would want to do something like that. Um, but Yes, it could be. If there's something that I know onboarded me certain, like a toxic load, yeah, sure, I would be motivated to go like a couple days without eating. Yeah, easy. But yes, to answer your question, yeah, of course. Eli, we need you on set. We need you to be a goblin. Well, Christ, I can't be a goblin looking like I do now, right? They've got to put on prosthetics, they've got to do, yeah. And those things aren't great for the skin at all, right? But like you just said, if you're saying, okay, look at his skin, it looks, your skin looks good. This is an occasional part of my life. Most of the time when I go to work, that is not the case. The standard bread and butter is go in, you're a goon, you're a thug, you're a cop, you're a soldier, you're whatever, and you're just playing a human being, right? And in that case, don't need makeup. Every once in a while, I'm a goblin though. Yeah, fine. I got to be a bloody goblin, so they got to put all this stuff on me. Um, but those are one-off times. The key difference is that I don't take my goblin attire and then go home with that and then go out in public with that and go scaring people. I thinking I need to be a goblin in order to be publicly acceptable, right? That's the big difference. So, but yes, I'm not calling people goblins. Just I'm just
No,
I'm
no,
just
no. But
I'm
do
just
you
running
get
with
scared? Yes, yes. But do you get scared of the health side effects of having makeup put on you? How do you deal with that? How do you rationalize that? Or like, how do you make sure and don't absorb those toxins?
um there's not much I can do in the moment, but there's a lot I can do post moment, which is my lifestyle. And if my lifestyle post moment, post offense, like a hammer to the hand, ow, oh my God, okay, what am I going to do to recover from that? Don't do it again. Right? Just try to avoid it. Maybe you have a lifestyle where hammers hitting you in the hand is occasionally possible. Fine. But my lifestyle is the insulation against those things completely wiping me out. And if my skin looks okay today, it's because of that, right? So that's the answer. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. There's bloody nothing. I have to perform as a goblin. Right? I got to be a goblin. Fine. At the end of the day, the makeup comes off and I'm eating cleanly, drinking water, not poisoning myself, not using soaps and shampoos and deodorants and toxic toothpastes and whatnot. I'm not
Eli,
doing
we
any of
can
this stuff.
see that you don't wear shampoo. You don't need shampoo.
I
You
don't
don't have
know. I
to
don't know. You can't
explain
tell.
that you don't use shampoo.
Hey, some people do.
But
Yeah.
if funny enough, the next question is, Eli, I know someone who recommends urine for hair growth.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? Are they trying to say you should use urine for hair
I should
growth? Is that
use
what they're
I should use urine for hair growth.
What are
If
your thoughts on that?
well, no is my first thought. Um, my other is, yeah, I know there's a whole debate thing going on with urine. I know. I get it. But what did we just talk about? Okay, what did we just talk about? We just talked about Eli going to work and he's got to be a goblin, right, for a day. All right. So you're onboarding whatever it is, and that stuff's got to get eliminated somewhere. It's gonna run through your system and it's gonna get eliminated through your urine. There's hundreds and probably hundreds more metabolic waste products that your urine produces that you just don't want. Your body intelligently removed them. And I know people hate this. Like they're like, "Oh, yeah, that's the standard explanation." Yeah, but the standard explanation is the natural one, and that's the one that makes the most sense, right? So if your body's eliminating it, yes, these are things that you don't want back in you, back on you. So you don't necessarily know. Like, I mean, maybe I'm the dude on top of the mountain and I live super cleanly. I'm like, okay, fine, my urine's great to drink or put all over me, but you don't necessarily know what you're onboarding. You don't necessarily know. It could be the pollutants in the air. It could be like they find they find synthetic toxic industrial chemicals in glaciers way, way, way up, up there, up north where there's no human activity. They find toxins in the glaciers themselves. We live in this world where, on top of the metabolic waste products that we have to be mindful of, we're we are getting stuff. And if it's in your urine to be eliminated, I don't necessarily want to reabsorb, re-put it in my system. So yeah, and the interesting thing about this is that people have to really put in an earnest effort to overcome their natural instinct to drink or apply urine. Why is that? Why would I want to waste time doing something that I have to train myself to to overcome? No, the natural instinct is there for a reason. It's there for a reason. It's like my first time, my buddy's trying to get me to drink alcohol for the first time. I finally, they convinced me. I'm like, fine. I lost the bet. I lost the bet. I'm like, fine. I'll try some alcohol. I try some beer. I taste it. This stuff is disgusting. I spat it out. I'm like, oh my God, guys, this is what you're drinking? This is what you guys have been drinking all this time. This is disgusting, right? And they're like, oh yeah, but Martyr. No, no, you got to get accustomed to it. And this is me in grade eight. I don't know natural hygiene. I don't know anything. I'm like, let me stop you guys right there. Why would I want to get accustomed to it if I need to train myself to deal with something that initially anyway. So
Same with cigarettes. It's absolutely disgusting,
yeah.
but people start to enjoy it because whatever becomes like repeated, familiar becomes enjoyable. It's not enjoyable, but it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's
Yeah.
same. Okay,
Yeah.
we have another question.
Mm.
I love how they asked you and not me about the hair. But anyway, so no, so listen, with the hair growth, I just want to say I don't have a specific shampoo. I'm still looking for like the dream shampoo. The bar
Uh,
shampoos don't work for me. I'm still
mm,
looking for a healthy shampoo if anybody can recommend one. I have some suggestions in my books, but I really don't have a perfect shampoo. Um,
mm,
I wanted to say my hair didn't start growing until 10 years into being raw.
mm,
I always talk about this because it's important for you to understand that things take time. And the body is way smarter than the mind. So, like, the body is going to be repairing things that need repairing. And so, it took a long time for it to get to my hair, prioritization
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
body. So, that's important to note. Nobody wants to hear that. Oh, it might take you 10 years for your hair to grow.
No one wants to hear that.
Who wants to do that? No, they just want to go and take biotin or go to
Yeah.
Turkey and get a goddamn hair transplant or
Yeah.
whatever. But the reality is that if your priority is your health, you're going to have to be on Mother Nature's operating table, which is at her timeline.
Hmm.
Nothing in nature takes a second. A durian tree takes decades to produce fruit. Mangosteen too.
Yeah.
20 years it can
Yeah.
take. 20 years for one fruit.
Right.
And you're like, "Oh, I want to grow my hair in two weeks." And it's like, but you're part of nature and nature takes its time. Everything takes its time. So just know that if it's a quick fix, if it happens quickly, it's probably going to cause you a major side effect in the future that you do not want. Like the
Hmm.
Ozempic fucking idiots that
Yeah.
are 75% of people that took Ozempic are going to get, I think it was kidney cancer, some type of organ cancer. I thought it was either kidney or liver. I mean,
Mm.
really, really bad. Eli, what are your thoughts on DMSO, which stands for dimethyl
Yeah.
sulfide?
Yeah.
What
Yes.
the hell is this?
Yeah, I'll tell you if I remember this correctly. You would avoid it like the plague. You would avoid it like any other toxic substance that's out there. It
They
comes.
are saying, by the way, that it helps repair skin wounds, rashes, and such,
Yeah,
just to erase what you thought.
avoid it like the plague. Avoid it like the plague. They get it, if I remember correctly. Um, through the forestry industry. So it's wastewater that comes from the from foresting and from wood manufacture. So it's and when you were processing wood, it's this mad soup of toxic solvents that they need to break down wood fibers and it's mixed with the chemicals so all the junk and they source their raw materials from there. And now you have to this is just off the top of my head, okay, from what I remember. So just careful, you have to check me on this. But if I'm not mistaken, then it's the same story with DMSO as virtually every other synthetic supplement that comes your way from the industry. They're lying to you. They're lying to you, and you don't need them. You don't need it whatsoever. Whatever it is that you're helping, that you feel that it's helping you treat, there is a much, much, much better way to do that. And the way to do that is just health responsibility. That's it. That's the end of the story. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Health responsibility. That's a great concept. Teresa saying it helps repair the skin wounds. Aloe. Just use aloe. Trust
No.
me, it's the best
Yeah,
thing on the planet.
yeah, and this is again principles, understanding physiological principles and being very clear, right? No, it doesn't help the skin repair. The body is what repairs. The body is what does everything. It's the body. Throw some DMSO into a dead guy. What's going to happen? And if he's got like skin irritations or whatnot, nothing's going to happen. It's the life principle that does any repair work. And so if I know that, then I know that I have to operate on the frequency of the life principle, and I have to do things that are in harmony with the life principle, right? Nature did
Yes.
not create you to do something in life that creates a skin issue, and you need DMSO to. This is not just this is something you can safely drop.
That's
Safely drop.
how the life principle is how I finally got it about the like what to eat and what not to eat and the principles of the raw food diet because somebody in 2010 they once told me, "Well, what if I put you in a pot of boiling water? What will happen to you?" Well, I will die. Okay,
Yeah,
what if I put you in a freezer? Oh, I
right.
will die. Oh, so the food I put in the freezer is not exactly fresh. So I
Right.
don't want to base my diet on frozen food because I want to be and feel alive and fresh and vibrant. And so it's
Right.
important, the raw food diet, you know, this can be a whole new episode, but there's so many things a part of the raw food diet that aren't really conducive to your goals as far
Right.
as feeling amazing, looking amazing, all these goals you have. You got to really go towards the freshest food possible and don't rely so much on these powders, the potions, the frozen stuff, the dehydrated stuff, the stuff that is, from Amazon. Okay, you want to get stuff
Yeah.
from the Amazon.
Right.
Okay. Um, so
Yes.
here we go. We got another question. Wait, is Botox made with snake poison? And that's why it's paralytic. Is that
Um,
true, Eli?
no, I don't think so. I don't think it is paralytic, but I don't think it's for that reason. No.
Okay. Which makeup ingredient, Eli, does one? This is a great. Eli will love this question. Which makeup
No.
ingredient does one avoid most because of possible Wait, wait,
No,
wait.
no,
Wait, wait.
don't ask
Eli,
me that question. Come.
which makeup ingredient does one avoid most because of possible hormone disruption, heavy metals, PFAs, or skin irritation? Obviously, I should avoid them all, but which is
Yes,
the
yes.
most dangerous?
Which is the most dangerous? Oh my goodness. That you know why that okay, one reason why that's very difficult to answer is because there aren't any products that really only contain one. Like if you're having if you're using a cosmetic or a particular
Yeah.
product with there's typically many of them in there. So it'd be hard for you to avoid one and not all the rest. Um, and if you let's just say it's paraben or phthalates, okay, let's just say it's phthalates, okay? I would probably class that with things that are really, really bad that you would probably want to avoid. Titanium dioxide, another one. Oh my God, avoid this like the plague and a half, right? Titanium dioxide and phthalates. Um,
Why?
why? Just because in terms of their virulence, in terms of the strength of their poisonous nature, they do the most damage, right? They're the most irritating, the most disruptive. And you're looking at heavy endocrine damage. I think she mentioned it, whoever left that comment. Endocrine disruption from those things. So your body can't release hormones, or it has trouble transmitting the hormones or passing the signal. So your body chemistry is just messed up.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I agree.
yeah, so which one is worse? Yeah, it's hard to say, but if you play that game, then you're
Yeah.
what you're going to do is you're just going to pick a product that doesn't have phthalates and has a whole bunch of parabens and titanium dioxide and whatever else, but oh, it's okay. This is the best of the two because it doesn't have phthalates. This is human thinking. This is silliness. That's not the right question. It's just not the right
If you
question.
play that game, you're going to end up playing yourself, boo boo.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that is what Eli's trying to say. And let me just share my screen real quick.
Mm.
Eli and I were asked about this Lush cosmetic company, which has
Oh,
only natural ingredients. And so Eli looked it up. I looked it up. And I go on the website, and oh, yes, there are some natural ingredients. But wait a minute, what's this C142053? Wait a minute, what's that? Oh, oh, synthetic. Okay, wait a minute. What's that? You're playing yourself if you think for 1 second that
yeah,
there's any company on the face of the planet
yeah.
that a makeup product can sit on a shelf, and this includes food as well,
Mm.
that can sit on a shelf and last. And I don't care what the ingredients are. I don't care what the ingredients are. If it sits on a shelf, I know it's toxic. It doesn't go in my body. That's the problem with people. They're too trusting and naive, Eli. Oh,
Right.
you're sharing your screen too. Thank
Am I
you.
sharing my screen?
Hey,
Yeah, I'm
yes.
sharing my screen.
Oh,
Okay, well,
perfect.
so this is interesting. So this is like a pineapple. Let's see here. It's like a pineapple face wash. Okay, it's a cream. It's a pineapple face wash. Now look over here. They've got all of these wonderful ingredients. This kind of threw me for a second because I'm looking. I'm like, oh, this is actually not too bad, right? Fruit juice, almonds, jojoba, and some lime. I'm like, oh, great. They almost got me. They almost got me because all I needed to do was just go, oh, scroll a little bit further down, and then they show me the rest of the ingredients right here. And look at this. We have these wonderful ingredients. Look at that. Look at how natural that is. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm,
Fragrant, straight up fragrance. Okay,
mm.
straight up, just fragrance. Now, when an industry says that, when a manufacturer says fragrance to you, you got to know that means feces. That means
That
industrial
is an
waste.
umbrella term. That
It's
is
an
an
umbrella
umbrella
term.
term for
Yeah.
hundreds of chemicals and could
Yes.
include feces.
Yes. Umbrella
But
term.
y'all putting your own urine on your fucking head, so what do you fucking care,
It
right?
doesn't matter. It
No,
doesn't matter.
because Jesus Christ.
Peg
Feces.
Peg 100 polyethylene glycol. Polyethylene glycol. What is this doing in a product that they're telling me is good because it's got fruit juice in it?
Hmm.
It doesn't matter if there's fruit juice or almond or lime. Look at these nonsensical ingredients over here. Okay, we got a little bit of water, fine, but but
Toilet
that's
water.
that's not gonna dilute fragrance. Anyway, so yeah, we don't really have any friends in the no, no, I can't say that. No, I can't say that. There are friends in the industry out there. It's just that you have to be circumspect, right? You have to be very, very circumspect and Do
Are
your
you
due diligence.
circumspected? Is that what you're trying to tell us? What is circumspect mean? I can't, Eli. I didn't know we're going there with this episode, but okay, we can talk about your circumspection if you
It's
prefer.
just stop it.
I
You
didn't.
stop it immediately.
What in the world?
It just means be cautious. It just means
Thank you.
like you, yeah, it just means be cautious. Okay, how do I
Simple
stop sharing?
terminology will
Yes.
work
So
for us here.
please
Now,
excuse
wait, wait,
me.
wait. Let's get back on track because I didn't know you were circumvented. Hold on. Now, wait. So what we're gonna do is I'm just trying to get through these questions before you guys
Okay.
are mad at me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lost my screen now. Oof, because all the sharing of the things and the this and the I don't know where anyone is or anything is. Oh, here we go. Okay, yes.
Uh,
So now
stearic acid. Oh my
I
God.
lost. Okay. Oh boy. What about basic oil for the face, like
Mm,
rosehip or moringa? And then if adding a drop of pure essential oil. Okay. You said in your epic video, which I'll leave below, guys, part one to this episode is Eli's channel. You said something about not using oil.
yeah.
Like, do you ever use like coconut oil or any type of oil on your skin ever? Would you recommend that for people?
Okay. So here's one thing that I had that took me a long time to learn for myself for whatever reason. Um, First thing I'll say is just because it's natural doesn't mean that it's the best thing to use. Okay. There are lots of natural things that aren't necessarily great to put on our skin. Um, I will not say that things like coconut oil or whatever, olive oil or whatever it is, whatever people use. I'm not going to say that they're bad for your skin. I keep coconut oil in the house, okay, and um, it's not it's not going to do anything if you put it on your skin that's noticeable in any capacity. If right, if it's not abused, because here's one thing your body does. Your body is your body is the slave to your mind. Your body is the slave to your mind, and it is slave to your habitual routines, and it will do exactly what you tell it. Your body will do to the letter. It'll do exactly what you tell it. Now, if you put oils on your skin all the time, right? As just like a normal, because you feel good about it, right? You feel good. Oh, it's just oil. I'm so natural, right? It's not going to do anything to me. It's not going to harm me. Yeah, it might not be toxifying you, okay? And this is the thing. It might not be toxifying you, but you are teaching your body something. You're teaching your body about the environment that you live in. And so if oils are constantly drenching the skin from the outside, your body will get the message and it will start to conserve energy. Remember, your body's constantly running on an energy conservation program 24/7. So if you put oils on your body all the time, okay, even not all the time, even with like some degree of consistency, your body will start to get the message and start to underproduce its own oils because why is it going to expend energy when it doesn't need to, right? To create these oils because it requires energy to do that. So, do I use coconut oil? Do I use coconut oil or any other type of oil for my skin? I keep it in the house for sure. There sometimes like jackfruit can be really sticky sometimes. So I might have to clean a knife with it if it's on my skin and I need my hands for like to edit or something. Yeah, I'll take some coconut oil and I'll just, rub the stuff off. Okay. So I use it but I don't use it as a staple for my skincare routine. My skincare routine doesn't really exist in any real way. I like to
Somebody is saying, don't you use flax oil on your skin as if they've seen you use it on your skin. They said, don't you?
no. What? Where would this person have?
Why?
I
Where have you been lathering flax oil on your skin, Eli, in
I do
public? I'm
I do not
confused.
know. I do not. I don't know.
Don't you?
Don't I? No. I can't remember. I can't draw up a memory of any time I've said I use flax oil on my skin. Um, I don't. I don't think I've had flax oil in the house in a long time. No. So the answer is no. Sorry. The answer is no. I
I
don't.
love your answer. I love your answer, by the way. I love your answer about the oil. No, I
Oh,
love
but the
it
oil. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I never really thought about that. I personally do use coconut oil sometimes. My
Yeah.
skin is very dry. Sometimes when I come out of the ocean or like,
Yeah.
living in Thailand,
Yeah.
definitely I've noticed more dryness. So I use it sometimes, but not all the time. And I
Right.
like your answer because, yeah, I don't want to saturate my skin
Yeah.
so that it stops producing its own oils.
Yeah.
That's really important. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I noticed that in my life. Like I would notice, like, okay, sometimes I would feel fine, like, okay, fine, a little bit of coconut oil, do it like consistently, and then notice like, a little bit down the road, a bit more dryness coming out at me. I'm like, okay, what's
Hmm.
going on here, right? And it took me a while to really figure out because there's this goddamn time delay. That's what really throws a monkey wrench into this thing is this time delay between the effect showing up, right? And coconut oil is so innocent looking. It's so natural, right? It's coconut oil. So I won't say that it's toxic, and I don't think it's not toxifying you. It's just that you're giving your body instructions, especially if you do it as a consistent thing because you feel fine. So that's all I'll say. Keep it in the house in a pinch for its many uses, but in terms of your skin, don't treat your skin. Treating your skin is done by nature, and all you have to do is obey the laws of nature, and your skin will just happen. You don't have to do a damn thing.
But
I
but
don't
but
do a
here's
damn
the
thing.
problem. Herein lies the problem, Eli. We are so far removed from nature.
Yeah,
It's like, me, I'm trying to get back to nature, but it's not easy. I
yeah,
just moved to the tropics and I am living in the jungle now, and I am one with nature now. And it's amazing, but it is also very foreign to me,
mm,
and a lot of things to navigate and a lot of new things. But the average person living in the middle of a city in a house, and no fresh air and no
yeah,
beach close by and no trees even, and I think of that person, and how are they going to reverse the health damage and the toxicity they've been doing to themselves for so long,
mm.
and get the results that you or I are getting. But where are you living? You're living in a city, right?
Yeah. I'm in Toronto. I'm
You're in
in like I'm
Toronto.
in
Okay.
sprawling metropolis, Toronto. Yeah.
So you don't go in the ocean every day.
No,
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 no. Do
no,
you
I don't.
ground every day? Do you go into
Um,
nature?
I do ground, but not every day. It doesn't happen every. Oh well, that depends. Because you don't necessarily have to be grounding with your feet on grass. It happens many ways, right? So it depends. If out in the garden, doing whatever. Uh, so I do, yes, but is it a consistent thing that I intellectually do every day? No, I can tell you for sure. During the winter, doesn't happen very much. Doesn't happen very much. So
Okay.
I'm a
Yeah, because
normal city. I don't live downtown Toronto. People think Toronto and they think the crazy urban jungle. Okay, I don't live there. I live outside the city, but close enough that it's just easier to say Toronto.
okay, I ask because I found that was a big part of my um you can call it glow up,
Hmm.
moving towards um, being in nature more.
Yeah.
So, like when I
Yeah.
moved to Miami,
Mm,
that's when my hair started growing. When I
mm,
moved to Miami, that's when I started looking better.
yeah.
I noticed because in New York City, I was never getting any sun. I was never
Right.
ever in nature. I was never grounding. I was never in the ocean, and things like this. That's important to note, okay, everyone.
Right.
So make your way to the fucking tropics,
Make your way.
okay? And don't and do what you can, use what you have. Okay, we don't
Yeah.
have that much
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
So now let me please share some things that I use. Okay, number one,
Mm,
and then let me get your fucking opinion on it.
yeah.
Let's
Whoa.
see if you're gonna
F-bomb.
ruin my shit. Okay. So here we go. So I have a lip balm that I like.
Yeah.
Let's see. I really don't want to tell you the ingredients, but I'm going to because I want you to ruin my day. Okay,
Okay.
so here we go. Here's the ingredients. It's a company called Buddha Butter. So
Buddha
I like
butter. Okay.
the naked one, and then I use the mint one, on special occasions,
Okay.
okay, when I
Okay.
get wild. Now here we go. So the ingredients are, it says organic and raw. Coconut oil, olive oil, jojoba oil, fair trade shea butter, and candelilla wax. Now,
Candula? Candula?
no, Candelilla.
Oh,
Candelilla wax.
okay. Okay. All right.
Is
Okay.
that, have you ever heard of that? And I've never looked it up because I don't want to know.
Um, no, no, I haven't heard of that before. Uh, it would be, let's just say, let's just say all of those ingredients are just purely natural ingredients. Okay, let's just say. Um, you would I, I would okay, let me say this. I would be better off with whatever that is that you just gave me. I would be better off with that than most of the things that I'm typically finding in my conventional grocery store or even health food store. Right? You go to the health food store, all the chapsticks and whatever, like they're it's a lot of poison. So I would probably be more comfy with that, but I don't know anything too much about it. But I would say that the ingredients that are there, even if, and I don't want to stand by this, but even if they don't toxify you, and I'm not saying that they don't, but even if they didn't, you'd still be running into the issue of training your body. This is the only issue with stuff that we
Yeah.
do, especially when it's a company that has created this thing, this shelf stable thing. There's an oil component in there, is there not? There was one or two oil components.
Coconut oil,
Yeah,
jojoba oil,
two,
olive
yeah,
oil.
three.
Three.
Yeah, so three different types of oils, right? So three different types of oils on the skin, right on the lips. They're gonna get the message, right? Oh, oil everywhere. Okay, well, let's slow things down, right?
Let's stop producing our own.
Let's stop producing our own.
Mm,
Yeah, let's stop producing our own.
mm.
This took again, this took me a while
Okay.
to get for myself as well. And um it, it, it it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but now in a pinch though, like
This is why I'm taking Muay Thai, so that I can
so you can
fucking
beat the shit.
kick your ass. This is literally why I'm doing it. Continue.
Yeah, like in okay, in a pinch. So like I have pretty sensitive skin, right? As you would probably as well, especially since you've been living this way for long enough. Your skin is sensitive to irritants, I would imagine. So even natural things. So, there have been a couple times where, okay, make a big salad and there's a component to the salad that is spicy, right? Combined like a hot pepper with whatever other ingredients to like tone it down a lot. And then it's this lovely thing. Maybe I've got friends over. Okay, let me make this dressing that everyone likes. I'll have some too. It's got some spice in it. Eat it. Okay. Couple of days later, oh man, why is my face dry? Why is my lips dry? Right? And it's like, oh, Frig, I ate something with spices in it, right? Like with spiciness in it. And what does that do? There's an effect, right? For people with sensitive enough skin. So stuff like that, right? This is just straight food. This is just pure food. It's just a hot pepper. But eh, but sometimes you have to be careful, right? So um pineapple can do this if I'm not careful. I love pineapple. I don't have any issues eating or digesting pineapple whatsoever. Um, but if it gets onto your lips, right, depending on who you are, this would be my case personally. I don't know if anyone else has this, um, but pineapple, I mean, it can irritate, right? Because it's a strong acid. It's a strong acid. It's the bromine or whatever, something like that. It's that protein that dissolves cells in your mouth if you're
Not
eating
here in Thailand.
not in time. No, no,
Mm-mm.
of course. If you find ripe pineapple, it's not going to happen. I know that. And you
Not here in
even in
Thailand.
Toronto, no, no, not no. If you eat ripe pineapple, it's not gonna happen. But if it's
Yeah.
picked too early and it's transported over here, right? Now you have to scrutinize very carefully which pineapples you eat. You can't just go buy any one. And so, but sometimes, yeah, you still get that biting, that irritation, and yeah, that's what happens. It dries you out. So,
Okay, let's ask there's this person is very, very adamant. They want to know about
oh,
shampoo and conditioner,
oh,
please.
okay.
Sorry, because I literally do have Muay Thai, so I do have
Hmm.
to go soon.
Oh, do you?
But
Yeah,
listen,
yeah, nice.
yes, I do every day. Now, so she wants to know if shampoo and conditioner are toxic. Then people want to know, what does Eli use? I don't know why they're asking this. It's
Mm,
clear Eli is bald.
hmm. Yeah, I don't have
Anyway,
hair.
I have to
Yeah.
explain it to you guys. Why do they keep asking what shampoo and conditioner you use, or what do you think about shampoo?
Well,
They would love to know what Eli thinks about hair washing. Thinks, who cares what Eli thinks? He doesn't have hair. He doesn't get an opinion. He doesn't get to think. I'll answer that. Yes, all shampoo
no,
and
come
conditioner is
on.
toxic.
Yes,
No, no,
yes, yeah,
you don't get a say. But let me just say, all of it is toxic.
yes.
Yes, I use shampoo and conditioner. Sorry, I cannot find a pure, like my lip balm is the most purest lip balm I've ever seen. Now I'm
Hmm.
gonna ask Eli about my deodorant and my fucking toothpaste, and he's gonna ruin that too. But I can't help you. I mean, yes, there is a list of shampoos and conditioners that I use and recommend in my book. If you want my book, you can get it on Amazon. It's called the Raw Vegan Beauty Book, or you can get it on my website. You can get the ebook version, or if you're here still, you can email me. Okay. You can email me the words Eli doesn't have hair. If you put that in the subject of the email, jd at misfitvegan.com, Eli doesn't have hair. I'll send you this for free. I will send you the ebook for free. Okay. So then you'll get all the 250 raw vegan beauty hacks, like really tips and tricks that really do work. Now, Eli, please let
Yes,
me. So shampoo and conditioner is toxic. Let's move on. It's just that's the answer to that.
it's all
Yes, I use
toxic.
it. It's all
Yeah,
toxic.
it's all
Okay.
toxic. Yeah, it's all toxic.
Do you use deodorant?
No, I don't use anything. No, I don't use anything.
Do
I
you stink?
no.
How do you know you don't stink?
I, I've been told
You've been told you don't
many
stink?
t I've been told that no, not I don't stink. I've been told that, hey, you smell really good when I know I'm not wearing anything, right? People that don't know me, like people that don't know me, right? Give them a hug. Oh, hey, how you doing? Like, oh, you smell really good. In my head, I'm like, oh, do I? I'm like, but I haven't done anything. I haven't applied anything. I haven't put on oil or lemon juice or anything like that, right? And not once. Just I've heard this like
Is
every
this
once in a
why?
while
Is this
recurring.
the result of your dry fasting in the woods?
No, it's the result of the lifestyle that we live, the one that you live.
No, no, Eli. I have to wear deodorant. I go to Muay Thai, I sweat. If I'm not wearing deodorant, I stink.
Hmm.
No, no. So, so there's
I definitely don't
something,
wear deodorant,
no,
and
there's
and yeah.
something you're doing
Hmm.
that I'm not doing. And one of them is fasting, all that fucking shit, which I don't want to do. I don't want to go in the woods and starve to death. I'll drink my own urine, and I don't want to do that either. Okay. But listen, so, all right. So we'll talk more about that another time. But Eli doesn't stink, and I do. So I need deodorant. And my deodorant is, so I want your honest opinion. The ingredients are, again, it's also Buddha butter. I love this
Okay.
company. I don't work with them, but here we go. Baking shea butter, tapioca flour,
Ooh.
oil, and coconut butter. Everything a lot cleaner than anything you can find at the store. But is there any danger in putting these things
S-
in my pores?
It For whatever reason, the connection cut out a little bit while you
Oh,
were
sorry.
going through that. Yeah.
I'm in the middle of the jungle. I'm in the middle
Yeah.
of nowhere. Pure baking soda, shea butter, tapioca flour, coconut oil, and cacao butter. So baking soda, shea
Oh,
butter,
okay.
tapioca flour, coconut oil, and cocoa butter, cacao butter. Yeah.
To be honest, out of all what sorry, what is it? It's just a skin.
Deodorant.
Oh,
You
it's a
take
deodorant.
it and you put it on your underarms. Yeah. For
Oh.
us mere mortals, we use something called deodorant. And so you put it under your arms.
Um a while back, I had one of my friends. I'll tell you this funny story. I'll tell you this funny story. Okay. Um, Random night out, one of my friends, I met her at this like it doesn't matter. I met her at a place, okay, at a competition of some sort. Anyway, became very good friends over the years. One day I'm out with her. We're at her bar that she works at, and so we're hanging out, and she's like, Eli, I gotta ask you something weird. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, shoot. She's like, I want to I want you to let me bury my face in your armpit, right? And just take a huge whiff and just smell you up and down. This is what she asked me. So so of course, yeah, I've never been asked something that outrageous before. So I'm like, what? Run it by me one more time. What do you want to do? He's like, no, 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 no. You just look, just shut up. Okay, we're friends. I want to bury my face in your armpit and smell and see what you smell like. Right, after living all this way for whatever amount of years. I'm like, oh, so it took me some convincing. I'm like, oh my God, okay, fine, fine. So we go somewhere where no one's looking, and she just buries her face like in my armpit, and I'm like, I'm there, just like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. And so what she said was like, you don't smell, you have a scent. And I think I wanted to add this caveat, right? It's not that there are no odors coming out of me because I wouldn't be human if that were the case. There's body chemistry going on. So everybody has odor particular to them, right? The difference is it's not a offensive odor. There's a difference between odor and offensive odor, okay? Right? So anyway, what I'm told is like, yeah, you have a smell for sure, but it's not a bad smell. Like it's a kind of pleasant smell. Like it's a nice smell. So that's what she told me. I'm like, great. Okay, cool. So anyway, um, deodorant now. Now,
Okay,
if
what I think is going to happen is I want everyone that is coming to Woodstock Fruit Festival to ask
what
Eli
the hell,
to
I will
bury
deny
their
you.
face
I will
in his
deny you.
under. We will deny you entrance. No, Eli, you can. No, no. Everyone that comes to Woodstock has to put their face in Eli's underarm
Oh my
area.
God. Yeah, the
Oh my
optics are so
God.
bad with that. No. Yeah, but it happened. It happened. I know it happened. And if it were to
Wild.
happen at Woodstock, someone's going to be recording, and that no, 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 there's
I
no way.
would never ask you to do that. That is so gross. That
Yeah, it
is
was funny.
gross.
It was
And
very
I don't
funny.
care how fucking good you smell. I don't give a fuck. No, but okay, continue because I think you're going somewhere with this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that was a night, that was a random night. I was unprepared. I had no idea this was going to happen. This was a random night. I had no preparation whatsoever. And then this is what she
Wild.
told me, right? So, okay. Anyway,
Wild.
out of the things that I've seen as deodorants that you could put on yourself, um, I would I would not opt for that first. The first thing that I would opt for is probably coconut oil, right? For a deodorant, I would probably go I would probably go coconut oil, or just grab a lemon peel and then just rub it on myself. Lemon peel, or yeah, inside of a lemon peel or coconut oil. Those have been if I ever felt those times I've ever felt where I need something, and I'm telling you, those instances I could barely count them all. And it's very few. All right, it never happens.
So
But
do you eat onion and garlic?
yes, but with with the type of consistency that is not super worth mentioning. Like yes, I don't want to say that I never use garlic or onion. They're irritants. They're antibiotics. I wouldn't want to be using these with any kind of
Just to
regularity.
clarify,
Yeah.
during the times that you do eat those things in a
Yeah.
salad at a fruit festival or something, do you then smell the next day?
Oh, it's more than likely there's a difference for sure that someone would
Yeah.
pick up if they were smelling my breath or smell. Yeah, for sure. That's what
Yeah.
happens with those things when they run through your body. Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah. So everyone needs to know that
Guaranteed.
I'm not as clean as Eli because I have green onion in my
Yeah.
salads,
Yeah.
or I'll make a dressing with garlic. So, or spices if I'll use spices, pizza
Right.
seasoning or whatever. So, okay, so that's that. But
Yeah.
I have really eaten mostly fruit the past 3 months, to be honest, and
Hmm.
I still do smell. I mean,
Give it time.
to my liking. I hear what you're saying. I don't
Yeah.
stink. Like there's some people they stink. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw up
Yeah.
if I get near them. No, but I don't smell like mangoes as you proclaim to smell.
Yeah.
But I'll
Yeah,
bury my
I
face in your
didn't
underarm. We'll
say
see.
that though.
We'll
I
see.
didn't say
No,
that.
you did. You
No.
did. Somebody did. Somebody said you smell like mangoes, and it's not.
I smell like
Also, I
mangoes.
just want to say the lemon thing is totally unrealistic for me. I
Yeah.
shave my underarm, and I once made the big fucking mistake of
Yeah.
putting lemon under my underarm after
Mm.
shaving. Do not do that. Do
Okay,
not
that's
do that.
after shaving though. Okay, fine. So maybe
But
shave
I
one
shave like
day.
every day, every other day.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All
I'm
right.
Italian, so
Okay.
I have to.
Okay, so
Okay.
okay, so screw the lemon,
Yeah.
cucumber or coconut oil.
Cucumber. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cucumber works?
Sure. Any fruit, you don't have to know something special. It could be anything. You could grab watermelon rind and use it like um it could be anything. It could be literally anything. Sometimes, okay, let's just say I'm out on the deck, skincare, my skincare routine. Let's just say I'm out on the deck getting some sun, right? And having some cantaloupe. All right. I love cantaloupe. I eat a lot of cantaloupe. All right. And a lot gets on my hand. Okay, oh, there's cantaloupe juice on me. All right, but I want a dry hand, so just rub it somewhere, so my hand is dry, and then continue to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to call that part of my skincare routine, you could say. But
I
any,
do that too. Yeah, I do that.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
don't think, I never thought, oh, my underarm. I never
yes,
even put that together.
yeah. Why not? Of course, you have some
Wait,
water.
could
You
we
eat some
use
watermelon.
fruit to get rid of body odor under your arm?
Yeah, yeah, there have been
I
times,
don't.
there have been times when after a meal, okay, um, go and interact with someone. It's like, oh my God, Eli, you smell amazing. You smell like this like blast of citrus. And it's like, oh, because I was having oranges for lunch, right? But it's on you. So of course, yeah, of course you can. You can walk around smelling like fruit. Yeah, just whatever you have for dinner. Okay, just dip your hands in whatever you ate, whatever your dinner was. This does not work if you're eating anything in the carnivore world. Do not do this, okay? It only works. You only have this privilege if you're eating like we do. So you just dip your hands in whatever you're eating and rub it on yourself. Smell like a watermelon.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fucking do that.
Try it. Yeah, try it.
I
Yeah.
have many other things, but unfortunately, I have to go. I have this I have a driver here in
Mm.
Thailand, and she arrives at a certain time to take me to Muay
Oh,
Thai. Like, it's
nice.
a non-negotiable. I told her if I text you in the middle of the night and cancel it, you still get here. You still come here. If I cancel, if I don't sleep, it doesn't matter. So yeah. So now, Eli, is there anything that you want to end this with? I would like to do a part two because there are many other questions, and
Oh,
this is a
really? Mm.
great topic that nobody's talking about. And I congratulations on you even making your video and having the balls to do that because you are a man, of course.
Mm.
And it's not easy to talk about something that women are doing as a
Yeah.
man. But I think I just want to say people felt attacked because they know what you're saying is truth.
Mm,
And so it's not, they're not mad at you, or they're not like, you're not attacking them. It's just they know inherently that they don't need to be putting poisons on them. And you're the catalyst to help them break free from that. So thank you for doing that. And everyone, don't get mad. Scratch your booty, get glad. Okay. Stop wearing the
mm.
fucking toxins. Don't get mad at Eli because he's just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Get the message, okay? Before you make your life a fucking mess. So, Eli, any closing words you want to say on this topic? And we will definitely do another one.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, thank you so much for everything. Um, I guess I also want to say, uh, doing doing what I did with that video and maybe others, people might get the idea that, oh, this guy thinks he's perfect. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have it all put together. I do not have it all put together. I'm not up there somewhere speaking down at people. It's just that in talking about these things, it helps me live my lifestyle even more. In teaching people, it teaches me, right? I'm doing this with everybody. And so if I if I know something that's important or I've come across something that's important, yeah, I'll tell you. Have I mastered everything about life? No, of course not. I'm a I'm a dude from Toronto. But in speaking about it, we can learn and we can grow together. Okay?
And yes, yes, exactly. And we aren't trying to convince you to stop wearing makeup. I think we're just presenting information that you will
Yes.
do with what you want.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
what you want. You have
Yes.
the right to poison yourself and ruin your skin. You
Mhm.
have the right to do whatever you want, waste all your money and waste your whole life and then get old and then be upset for the last
Yeah.
40 years of your life because you look like shit because you put shit on your face the whole fucking time. You have the right. Something I loved so much, I got to say goodbye to you, but I loved in your video, you said the
Yeah.
game is not rigged in your favor. And the
Right.
only way for you to win the game is to not play.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. That
Ah.
was so, mwah. That
Yeah.
was money, Eli.
Oh,
Because
thank you.
people are playing the game with the makeup. What one ingredient should I avoid?
Right. Right.
No,
Right.
there's
Don't, yeah.
no. If even Eli is teaching us about coconut oil, don't slather it on 24/7. So if coconut oil is something you shouldn't really be using every day, slathering it on, then what do you think these chemicals are
Right.
doing? You
Right.
know?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. It's just it's about being conscious. Someone else asked me this question earlier today in a comment, very similar, right? I think he asked me like, oh, pepper, like, well, is black pepper bad? I'm like, no, it's not. It's not bad. It's not that it's bad. It's just that you have to be conscious of the relationship that that thing has with your body, and it's so I'm trying to invite consciousness into the picture. That's what I'm doing, right? Because people are unconsciously doing things and then they're reaping consequences in the lifestyle and then they don't know why. And then they just attribute it to, oh, that's just how it goes. No, that's not how it goes. You are doing things, your body, it's cause and effect. It's standard principle of reality. Okay, there's a cause for every effect. So um, it's inviting consciousness into the picture so that you can make more informed decisions going forward. It doesn't mean you must abandon all cosmetic use today, right? It just means that now you know better. Now you know. So when Patty Sue comes to work at your work environment, you know, this young 20-something Patty Sue, and you feel like you have to compete, well, by using cosmetics, you're playing the game. You don't have to play that game, right? You can work on your responsibility and your health, let it exude, let people see it, inspire people, and and people will appreciate that, right? People appreciate you breaking free from the game and not having to play, right? So yeah, like Eli, what do you do for your skincare routine? I'm like, that's the thing. That's the question. It's the wrong question. Like you don't need to have a routine. You just need to live rightly, live well, right? and nature, she's got your back, man. She's got your back. So took care of a lot of the thinking for you.
Yes, yes, yes. That was perfectly said. Thank you, Eli, so very much for this. Let's plan a part two,
Sure,
perhaps
sure,
next week or so.
sure.
And you can meet Eli and put your face in his underarm at the Woodstock Fruit Festival this year.
Should
So
never have
use
told
the
that story.
code.
God
Eli, what is
damn.
your code?
Um, free melon. Free melon is my code.
Free
Yes.
melon, the
Yes.
capitalization doesn't matter. It can be
Yes.
lowercase or uppercase, it doesn't matter. Free melon, you'll get $100 off to meet Eli, and you'll meet me as well. And so 2 for 1, buy one, get one free. And Spira will be there, Will Tuttle, Doug Graham will be there, Scott Bernhardt will be there. Okay. Eli, have you met Scott?
Yeah, we met at Texas. He's super cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's super
I
cool.
never met Scott, but I know he's going to be. I just know I'm looking
I can't
forward
wait.
so much to meeting you, Scott. I've already met Spira and Doug
Yes.
and Will Tuttle, but like I can just imagine the like 5 or 6 of us sitting and eating durian together. That's going to be
Ah,
so
yeah, that's a
fucking
blast.
epic.
Yeah, no, he's great. Yeah, he's great. We got along very, very quickly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
A
Yeah.
lot of beautiful, amazing people are coming,
Hmm.
and I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
And so, okay, guys, we'll see you there. Check out the woodstockfruitfestival.com for those details. And Eli, I hope you have an amazing night. And I have to go train to kick your ass.
Love it.
And thank you so much for ruining everything, as always. Thank you, Eli. We love you.
That's my job. Guys, thank you so much. Love you very much. Mwah.
Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If I didn't get to your question, it was Eli's fault because he fucking brought up Hitler and goddamn, I don't know what dates where they're fucking smelling his fucking underarm. And we'll get to your question next time, I promise. Okay, bye. Eli, you have to reapply your makeup. I see there's some like,
Is,
sweating.
is my
You've been
mascara
sweating.
running?